Okay, it's Chris Pre, and I'm back with some more Q&A. I love the questions that come in. Keep putting them on the comment section here. Email them to support, whatever you got to do, but keep them coming because we'll shoot a video to answer your particular question. Okay, this one was simple, but super important one, so I want to spend some time on it, even though it's a very simple one-word answer. It was, how much will it take to run my business? You know, I get comments on email like, okay, I see that the payday ones are around 27 grand and all 3 paydays are around 70, 75. So there's some misunderstanding that you got to do all kinds of mailings and all kinds of crazy stuff and your expenses are high. No, other than scaling the business with, in my case, family and virtual assistants and outsourcing, other than that, when you first start out, I'm talking about up to, man, I could crank out 5 deals when I was by myself hustling and before I started adding staff, but let's just say 2 a month. Well, 2 a month with average paydays of 75 grand is quite a business. So what's the answer to the question? The answer to the question is you can do that for 500 or 600 bucks, but let's be general and say under 1,000. And I'll be specific here, ready? Not in any particular order. 1, phone system. I have a phone system that we use called Freedom Voice as of the time of this filming, answering this question, and it cost me 60 bucks a month. You can get it a little cheaper if you don't get a vanity number. Now, why do other mentors and teachers say you got to have this automated system and you got to have this? Because they own it or they get paid to sell it to you. I have nothing to do with Freedom Voice. I tell you, go to freedomvoice.com and get a system set up. It runs all our properties, all of them, and it has for 5+ years, 60 bucks. Okay, that's one. Second, a virtual assistant. I had the unfortunate experience of burning through 3 before finding 1. I almost gave up, as some of you know my story, and just said, screw it, I'll do my calls myself. Well, I found one, and luckily, this gentleman has been with me for 5.5 years. Our associates, almost all of them, maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, use him as well. Tell me that's not a huge advantage. We've trained him for 5.5 years. He can be your virtual assistant in your area if you're an associate. If you're not, there's already 2 other virtual assistant services on our site that we use still for other things and have used for FSBO calling. So you can have them do all your FSBO calling. I want you to still do your expireds preferably, but we can show you how to outsource that eventually too. And that's a different video. So that's $400 to $475 because ours is only 100 bucks a week. No setup fee. I want you doing deals. That's why we do that. The other services might cost you around $125, $130 a week. Okay, so let's call it 500 bucks. Last thing is a lead source. These change constantly, but we've got a great relationship where we get our FSBOs expires, and now we're working on a program for the rentals. So you can use that. It's on our Investor Resource Center. In fact, anything I talk about is on our Investor Resource Center. You can go there and use the same things we use. So if we never talk, we never meet, we don't do an associate relationship where we're hand in hand doing deals with you, go to the Investor Resource Center and get all the resources we use. Now, all those total around 500 or 600 bucks. To run a business that can do whatever, you pick a number. I'm not going to make any claims here because everybody's different. I will tell you, as part of the associate visit, they do a 2-day office visit here. You can do a 2-day office visit too for 7,500 bucks, but you can get it for free when you're an associate. They come in and they spend time with me and each one of the team members, my son, my son-in-law, my daughter, Lauren in support, and then day 2, they go out on the road with Zach and actually meet sellers, live sell. You're going to see how we buy homes. Well, during that 2 days, the end of the first day, we do what's called the strategy session with you. And you leave with your business game plan. And that business game plan has not been less than $500,000 for any person that walked out of here. Meaning their first year, they can do $500,000. Now, do they all do it? Some do more, some do less, because life happens. But I will tell you that you will have a business plan, a game plan that says you can do $500,000. You decide how fast you want to implement. And then it says in year 2 or 3, you can do, if you implement everything properly, up to $1 million. Why did it go up so much? Because payday 3s are kicking in. So I say all that to say, who cares if it costs you $1,000 a month? Forget 5 or 6, if it costs you $1,000 a month, who cares? Now, I didn't mention websites. Websites I didn't say on a monthly basis. I don't think you should, in my opinion, now we're going to have some mentors mad at me on this one, but I don't think you should do a website that's costing you a monthly fee. Someone's running that, and there's plenty of mentors doing it right now. Again, I don't have time or want to mess with that. I want you doing deals. I'm not in the business to sell you all this paraphernalia that you get sold out there from other mentors. I'm in the business to get you doing deals. It's a big difference with us. People say, how are you different besides the family? Results. We get deals. On our website, go to the Investor Resource Center. You have one option that's only a little less than $1,000 bucks. you can get a site up and running. I just want you to have somewhere to send buyers to when you get your first property. And if your goal is to do properties, then you're going to get a property, right? Second option is you can upgrade later. Second option is to have a site just like our buying and selling entity, and that is going to cost you around 35-ish or something like that, depending on how you build it out. But it's super, super nice. You can start with a cheaper version. That's done. You don't have a monthly, except for your hosting fees. You don't have to worry about that. That's it. That's your total sum of the simple question, how much does it cost me to run a business that can do this kind of money? So hope that helps. Keep the questions coming. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I remind you all the time, subscribe, share it with your friends, and let's go do some deals together. Thanks for taking the time to get through these Q&As. I know it takes time, but it also takes time to learn and become a master transaction engineer. And if you want to get your fingers on more material like this, go ahead and register below for our free webinar. Did you notice what I said? Free webinar. It won't cost you anything. It'll cost you a half hour of your time. Jump on by registering below for the free webinar. I'm going to walk you through deal structuring. I'm going to walk you through really what makes this market and your profits get to the end result. Super important. Oh, by the way, while you're on the channel here, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that yet. You don't want to miss these Q&As. That would be a shame because it only takes one major aha, one breakthrough idea, one light bulb that went off in your mind. It could be something not even related if you just stay plugged in and stay immersed to what we're doing. If you like these videos, by the way, go ahead and catch these other ones here. We're going to keep putting these out over and over and over. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you like best about what we're doing right here. Make it a great day.